see an American dream.
Right.
We've experienced an American nightmare.
Right.
And our people right now are drunk off of the images, off of the way they projected Barack Obama, because of the corporate controlled media, because of these multinational corporations, and just the outright fascism that we see, where we see the marriage of the government and the corporations and their policies toward the poor, policies toward the working class people. Dr. King will be speaking out against that. When you see more people losing their homes, when we integrated into this house, as I once heard Harry Belafonte say when he was here last year, that when he talked to Dr. King and Dr. King said to him about us as blacks integrating into America, he said, we are integrating into a burning house. And then he asked Dr. King, what must we do? And he said, we must become firefighters to put out fires. So America got a lot of fires. This was in 67 and 68. Look at the fires that are still burning today. Not the physical fires, but they may soon come. But I'm talking about the economic fires, the spiritual fires, the moral fires, the educational fires that we see in terms of the imprisoned industrial complex that our brother talked about.
Right.
When you look at a large percent of us in terms of black men are in prison, Dr. King would be speaking out against that. When you see, of course, a large percentage of black young men right here in Tubman City, the dropout rate among young black men is 70%. And this is happening all over the nation. So Dr. King would be speaking out against this apartheid system that we still live in 2009, just as he talked about the apartheid system that exists over in South Africa, just as he would speak out against the apartheid system that we see existing in Israel toward the Palestinian people. Dr. King would be speaking out against that and calling for economic sanctions against the country of Israel, against the country of South Africa, and against this country and corporations in this country. But many of our black leaders have failed to pick up on the mission of Dr. King, and we see that it's evident by the condition of the masses of our people, and even the condition of those who are so-called the talented 10th, when you look at how they just treated Roland Barris in terms of him getting the Senate seat of President-elect Barack Obama. So no, Dr. King would have nothing to do with Barack, I don't want no drama, Obama. I just got to make it plain.
If you disagree,
he would have nothing to do with that.
If you want to, if you want to, our number is 443-602-9906. Today is January the 15th, 2009. We are live. The time is now.
Let's get that time. Let's get that time.
Time is now 10:37 Eastern Time, which will make it Western Time, 7:37 on the West Coast. All right, we are live here. Brother Kai, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, yes indeed, Brother Muhammad. You mentioned, I caught that financial fires.
Yes, sir. That's right.
I myself, I've been laid off by the state. And I mean, like, they talking about hundreds of more employees.
That's right.
What's going on with the money? I mean, they got Barack coming to town. They talking about the money. What's up with the finance? Like, you think there's anything behind it with the money, Brock, and all this?
Yeah.
Can you speak on that?
What we looking at doing, what's going on right now is the country's being hijacked. This is a stick-up. It's what's taking place. And this is what Dr. King was talking about. This is what even the President, Dwight Eisenhower, talked about before he left office. He talked about the military-industrial complex and how that military-industrial complex will become so powerful that 90% of the money in this country is going toward the military. It's going toward war right now. And this is what Dr. King was talking about. He talked about how in Vietnam we spend over $500,000 to kill one Vietnamese soldier, while we only spend $53 on the poor in this society. And he said much of that goes toward the salary of people who are not poor. And this is what we see existing in 2009 in this country right now. So the country is hell-bent on war. And so they're spending billions of dollars in Iraq, billions of dollars in Afghanistan, billions of dollars in North Korea, where they had troops on the 38th parallel between North Korea and South Korea. They're spending billions of dollars in military conflicts in Somalia and in Africa. So Dr. King said, as he and those in the civil rights struggle and the human rights struggle were struggling to bring about change in the economic and social condition of the masses of black people and brown people and poor people in this country, he said that they thought that they had turned the corner in getting this country to have what they call a redistribution of the wealth. But he said that what he realized, that America would never invest the necessary funds in the rehabilitation of its poor so long as adventures like Vietnam will continue to draw money and machines and skills like some gigantic demonic destructive suction tube. And that's what we see taking place. As long as we see war taking place in that military-industrial complex where Obama could cut that budget, but you don't hear him talking about cutting that budget. See? And this is what has to take place, because then that's less money for schools. That's less money for affordable housing. That's less money for jobs when it comes to young black men in this society. Less money for the things that single mothers need. That's less money for all of the social problems that exist inside of this country, as long as you're spending money outside of the country. And this is why Dr. King said, come home, America. You have to come back home. And the young people have to take a stand. So Wall Street, on top of the military-industrial complex, Wall Street, which are many corporations that bet on war or make money off of war, are being bailed out. And nobody's asking, where's the money going? You had Bernie Madoff, one of the chief hedge fund owners. He Madoff, which is just typical of what the name said, right? Madoff. So he made off, you laid off, right? The country's way off, and they got the people worrying about the damn playoffs with the Ravens, or the Eagles, or the Steelers, or the St. Louis Cardinals. Right. While the country, I mean, this is like the Titanic is sinking, right, and the people are worrying about whether musicians are gonna still play. Who give a damn? You're going down right now. Right. And this is what we're looking at in the country. But as the country continues to go down, we're gonna see a rise of a police state inside of the country. Rise of police brutality, and the military being used more and more against the American citizens. And we know that if they would do that to their own citizens, we know and should expect historically what they would do inside of the inner cities of America and toward black people, in particular black men, when we see an escalation of police brutality and police shootings taking place in Oakland and New York and New Orleans. Right here in Tubman City, we had 2 within the last 3 days. So these are the kind of conditions that Dr. King will be speaking out against. But we got Barack, I don't want no drama, Obama, who don't want to pick up the mantle of Dr. King, but he will use Dr. King words in his speeches, but never give any accolades, never even have an attitude of gratitude to thank Dr. King. But he would get up at the Democratic National Convention and thank Dick Durbin. He would thank Dick, but he couldn't thank Dr. King. Huh? He would get up there and thank Billary and Hillary, well, they call him Hilly Billary, or Billary Hillary Clinton. He would get up there and thank the Clintons, some thugs, some criminals. But he wouldn't get up there and thank Dr. King. He said the Reverend from Georgia. He couldn't even say the Right Reverend Dr. King from Georgia. But he would say, you know, he'd get up there and thank Rick Warren or Slick Warren. He'd get up there and thank some of these other jackleg preachers. But he couldn't thank Reverend King, which is the foundation that many that walk with King, and some of those brothers and sisters whose names we do not know, who stood up. So we got to continue to question Barack Obama. And as our brother said, our elder, Dr. Jeffrey said at the debate, that we got to move from Obama, we say Obama mania, to Obamaology. Well, I'm one of the brothers that moved to Obamaology, and I think we need to do an Obama-ectomy right now. That's what I'm saying, Brother Muhammad.
What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna get ready to go to a commercial break, because we're gonna add that into our segments here with Tubman City Live.
Infomercial break.
Infomercial break.
Yeah, infomercial.
That we're gonna go to, and when we come back, we're gonna get deeper with Brother Muhammad. We're gonna look what's going around the world. Some things that's going on local here in the city. Right. We got our brother Carter's here in the studio, but we're gonna try to get Brother Scott Whitaker to join us just for a little bit and talk about the presentation and the lecture that we have that will be live streamed this upcoming Saturday with Dr. Africa and Dr. Scott Whitaker. If you could now, we want to go to our commercial break.